Towson University Tiger football team going to try to make it 2 in a row this week. The Tiger Football Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. You come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packages of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years at the Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Hello, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with head coach Rob Ambrose. This Saturday in Elon, North Carolina, the Tigers will take on the 7th-ranked Phoenix of Elon. Now, Coach, they lost their first game of the year to Toledo by a score of 47-13. Since then, they have had nothing but nail-biters. Let me throw these scores out at you. Furman, they win 34-31. Charleston Southern, they win 19-17. Richmond, they win 36-33. Albany, they win 6-0. William and Mary, blowout, 25-17. And then against 2 weeks ago against Rhode Island, they win 35-34. And last week against Villanova, 19-14. Two things stand out. 1, every game has been close. 2, they've won them all, 7 in a row.
You're really good. You're exactly right. That is the honest-to-God truth. All that has happened. In the history of this program since we've been playing them, they've recruited a lot of young guys, and year by year, these guys started getting older. Offensively, they're a very veteran team minus their quarterback, and they've developed a serious power run game. Now, a serious power run game takes a lot of pressure off a quarterback. So when he does throw it, he's got 2 really large wideouts that he can throw to. They're really, really talented guys. So they've done a really good job in not making that young quarterback carry the entire weight of the offense. But they got some talented guys that he can get the ball to. And then defensively, they're really sound. Very, very sound.
And this is a team that you mentioned the freshman quarterback. He's having an outstanding year. Davis Cheek, he's thrown for 1,550 yards, 12 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. When you have a freshman who's got almost a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, that bodes well for the future.
Well, it does. He's a talented player, and they have some talented players surrounding him. But right now they're playing. You looked at all those games you talked about, and some of them are high-scoring games, some of them are low-scoring games. But they're all close games, which means that they play a lot like a team, they play very tight like a team, and that they believe that they will win games, especially in the fourth quarter.
And many say that the hardest thing to do in sports is to stop losing. At the same time, when you start to get on a roll, sometimes winning gets easier because you've done it and you keep repeating that.
We talk about that the ball tends to bounce your way when you've done that so many times. If you go back to the New Hampshire game, I think there were 4 or 5 balls that bounced or tipped or rolled around, and of all those balls, all of them ended up in New Hampshire's hands. And there is something to be said for the magic of that. And I think these guys have kind of touched on it a little bit. They're playing really solid football, and they're not killing themselves. They're not making mistakes that will kill the game for them.
Now, your team, you come in 3-5. You're 1-4 in the CAA. You got a couple of things you can still do. One, you can have a winning record, which is very important. Mm-hmm. Second thing, you can play the role of spoiler for the second week in a row and beat a top 25 team. Last week, 23 ranked Delaware. This week, 7th ranked Elon. Does that get players' juices flowing a little bit when you see that the opponent that you're playing is good and you know, let's go get these guys?
We knew how good Delaware was before that game. We knew they were nationally ranked, and we knew why. We saw who they were playing. We haven't seen a whole lot of film on Elon as the years progressed, but now we've watched them, we see the same thing. It's no secret. They're top 10 in the country. And I'll just say that, what'd you say, winning record, 6-5, I'll put it out there, that 6-5 at Western Illinois or something actually got you into the playoffs because of the ranked teams that you beat. So no, this is never over. It's never over. But we're really not looking past the next play. We've gotten past all the outside accolades, all the conversation pieces. They're all done. Now it's just us. And we're just talking about winning the next play, doing our job, doing our 1/11th, and never letting the moment be bigger than us, that we're going to respond together as a team no matter what happens, just like we did last week.
What can it do for Ryan Stover that he led that late drive, you score with 35 seconds left to take the lead? What can that do for him moving forward?
Well, there's a great degree of confidence that, you carry with you when those situations occur in which you're bigger than the moment. The moment doesn't get you. And while he did that in some version against St. Francis, this is a little bit different. As much as St. Francis is a good football team, this is a team that we know in and out. We know the deep, dark secrets of Delaware and how strong they are physically on both sides of the ball. To have that kind of game against a nationally ranked defense like that, yeah, there's a confidence that doesn't go away. It's not too much. It's food that's going to help you grow for the future. And it's good food that makes you grow fast, makes you grow strong, and it makes everyone believe.
I'll throw something else out at you. Elon has had 9 players catch a pass this year. Twice this year, Towson has had 10 guys catch a pass in a game. So not only does it show that Elon doesn't throw the ball as much as they try to run the football, but 2, Ryan has had so many guys in and out because of injuries, and that's got to make it tough, too, that you don't get that continuity every day in practice and during the games.
There's timing that goes along with that. Remember, though, as the season progressed, he was playing as the starter, but he was basically, we're all just waiting for Morgan to come back, and it wasn't for a while that we figured, now there's a good chance Morgan's not going to come back, and we really had to solidify this, find a way to solidify an offense that's built around Ryan's strengths and the timing that goes along that. And as you see, you can start to see a little bit, there's a progression there. You saw a little bit in the New Hampshire game, some effectiveness there and better with the ball. And then all of a sudden last week, you see what you haven't seen before. And he's progressing. This is what you expect young guys to do. You want them to learn, you want them to grow, and you want them to get better.
So the Tigers will take on the Phoenix this Saturday at 2 o'clock. Gordy Combs and I will be with you at 1:45 on CBS Sports Radio 1300 and TowsonTigers.com. For head coach Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Morekas. We thank you for joining another edition of the Tiger Football Report. And as always, go Tigers.